Have a photo of yourself at 8 months old. Someone is holding you. You are laughing. You have no idea who took that photo or why you were laughing so hard your whole body was shaking. You were there. You were fully conscious, and you remember none of it. That should feel strange. It rarely does. Most people assume they simply forgot, the way you forget what you had for lunch 3 Tuesdays ago. But this is not ordinary forgetting. Scientists call it infantile amnesia, and the real reason it happens is far stranger than babies just don't remember things. Because babies do remember things. A newborn recognizes its mother's voice within hours of birth. A 1-year-old can imitate an action they watched a full week earlier. The infant brain is absorbing an almost unbearable amount of information every day. So why does none of it survive into adulthood? It isn't that the memories vanish, it's that they were never built to last in a form you'd recognize. Here's where it gets strange. In 2014, neuroscientist Paul Franklin at the Hospital for Sick Children in Toronto ran an experiment that reshaped this entire question. Infant brains produce new neurons at an explosive rate, a process called neurogenesis. And neurogenesis doesn't just grow the brain, it rewires the very circuits where memories live. Picture a library where every night construction crews rebuild the shelving from scratch. The books don't get erased, they just fall through the gaps. Franklin's mice showed exactly this. The faster their brains generated new neurons, the faster their early memories disappeared. Slow the construction down, and memories stuck around longer. Your brain, in its first years, was under permanent construction. And permanent construction is brutal on filing systems. But there's a second piece. It lives in a structure called the hippocampus, the part of your brain that stitches moments into a timeline. Psychologist Patricia Bauer at Emory University has shown that the hippocampus is still maturing well past your second birthday. Young children form fragments, flashes, sensations without context. The scaffolding to bind those into a story you can retrieve years later simply wasn't finished yet. So you weren't unconscious as a baby. You were experiencing everything fully. You just didn't have the architecture to file it as a memory you could walk back into. Here's the question that should bother you now. If the hippocampus matures by around age 7, why can't you remember much before 4 either? This is where Carol Peterson's research matters. Peterson, a memory researcher at Memorial University in Newfoundland, has tracked children's memories over years, interviewing the same kids again and again. What she found was unsettling. It isn't a wall, it's a slow, ongoing fade. A 7-year-old might report a clear memory from age 3. Ask that same person at 9, and that memory is often gone, replaced by a new, earliest memory from age 4 or 5. Your earliest memory right now might not be the one you would have named 5 years ago, and it probably won't be the one you name 20 years from now. There's something else at work, too. Before you could speak in full sentences, you experienced the world in pure sensation. But real, narrative memory relies heavily on language to organize it. Children who develop vocabulary earlier tend to have earlier accessible memories, almost as if the words themselves become the shelves your experiences finally had somewhere to sit on, which means some of your earliest years weren't just poorly filed. They were lived in a mental language you no longer speak. Now think about what this means going forward. Your hippocampus is fully built, your vocabulary is enormous, and still, you'll forget most of today by next year. The construction crew from your infancy has only slowed down, not stopped. There's a strange comfort in that if you look for it. You didn't lose your first years to a flaw in your mind. You lost them to the very process that built a mind capable of remembering anything at all. Somewhere, a version of you at 8 months old laughed so hard their whole body shook. That joy was real, fully felt in that moment. The fact that you can't retrieve it now doesn't mean it didn't matter. It means it did its job. You have a photo of yourself at 8 months old. Someone is holding you. You are laughing. You will never remember why. And maybe for the first time, that doesn't feel strange at all. Maybe that's simply the cost of becoming someone capable of remembering anything.